Hello, everyone. It's your DM Scott here, and I'm super excited. This episode marks the finale of our prologue, and we finally get into the actual story that I've created for everybody. So please like, share, subscribe, review, whatever you got to do. I want more and more people to continue to hear this. We're about to start picking up some new sponsors, which is really fucking exciting. And yeah, enjoy. So as you know, you guys arrived in Graildor, and approaching you was Atronel, the Elf King. At his side, you see Vernal, which is the other of the twin blades, the one that was thought to be missing. He approaches you and says, "I am Atronel, High Prince of the Elf Kingdom of Graildor. I've not seen you before. Welcome to our city." And then proceed with what you already did, Lita.
And then that's when I asked him, I looked at him and said, 1 second. And I turn around and I grab Grisham by the neck and throw him at Sweetums. And I yell, "Hold him."
To which I did.
Why?
You boasted about one thing, achieving one thing, and that was killing him. Why is he alive?
Atronel leans in. He's like, "I've never seen this man in my life." Grisham himself looks extremely confused because he remembers striking down the Elf King. And for having not been seen, he does not know what's going on. At that point, Atronel tells you to release him and let's get this sorted out. He does not permit violence on his streets.
Sweetums, it's probably best to let him go.
Fine. And I'll release him.
So, please explain. You say this man claims to have slain me. I have never seen him before.
Would you like to explain? Gesturing at Grisham.
I fought you about 10 years ago and struck you down in the kingdom of Terravon. Atronel, looking very confused, looks at Grisham. He's like, "Terravon? They're allies of ours. Wait, what was your name?" Grisham lets him know, "Wow, it is really weird having a conversation with myself in a campaign." So,
welcome to DMing.
Yes. So Grisham lets him know that that's his name, and he's like, "Grisham from Terravon. We have a Grisham Lionheart III headed here today to meet with my father, King Briandius. But are you that Grisham?" And he kind of staggers back, and he's like, "I'm Grisham the Seventh."
So did we jump through another dimension when we jumped through the portal?
Oh my god, did we time travel?
Again.
Yes, you guys are piecing together that you are somewhere long in the past.
Did you just chrono trigger our asses?
I mean, Lavos isn't going to come out of the ground or anything, but more or less.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I
I'm
love
guessing
it.
we are 310 years in the past.
Why, yes. How did you do that?
Wait, was that accurate?
Yeah. Because there was the 300-year war that
Ended
stopped.
10 years ago.
Yes.
Do we get to stop a war?
From ever
Atronel's
becoming
very
a war?
confused at all of you right now.
Oh no, all of that was out of character for me. I apologize.
Yeah.
That's why I said OOC.
I heard the Sweetums type voice, so I was like, wait.
Question.
For Atronel or Grisham?
No, for GM.
Yes.
300 Years' War started because one of the twin blades was stolen.
Or
twin
vanished,
blade-
as far as you know.
Or it was disappeared.
Yes.
So, is he carrying the missing sword right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna just point that out to the party. Guys, the twin blade, the missing blade, it's right there.
The shiny thing on his hip. I see. But it's not missing, it's right there.
Grisham is looking at you guys, and he's even trying to say, he's like, I don't know what's going on, because he wasn't part of your OOC time travel conversation. So, Grisham doesn't want you guys to think that this is some sort of big ploy or anything. He's trying to tell you, like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why he's standing there and why he has that sword.
Grisham, calm down. Surprisingly, this is not your fault.
You shoved me and accused me. I'm allowed to be a little on edge.
In all fairness, we just found out that your great-great-great-grandfather is about to meet the king or the prince. So
In case you guys missed some of just what I was saying as I was saying it. So this, who is the king that Grisham had slain later on, is actually still a prince. His father is the king. So
It is
just
connected.
down over the next 310 years.
Wait, do we think that Grisham's great-great-great-grandfather is here to steal the sword and start the war?
Does Grisham come from
My-
a scandalous family?
The real question is that stone thing that happened to everybody? How do we avoid that?
How do we ask him? Can we ask him if they have a spell for that?
Tula,
It'd
would
be
you
a
find
rather-
out about the
Tula's
stone?
not with you yet.
Oh, Tula's not here yet. Oh, crap.
I know nothing about the ways of magic. Who would be best to have this conversation?
The one who's not.
I think right now we just can't make any too sudden movements because whether we like it or not, we are insanely outgunned.
I'm gonna take a stone form and refuse to move.
I
and
want
accept
to
my
ask
eyes.
the prince. Who we would, if we can speak to some of the mages, some of the king's mages.
The King's Mages are all going to be in attendance with the meeting that he has today, but if you have just questions about magics in general, there's some very well-studied mages throughout town. There's also the apothecary who, while he specializes in potions, he normally imbues them with magics of his own to make them very, very powerful. You could try speaking to him if you'd like.
Your Majesty, this is going to be difficult to believe, but I have reason to believe that the town will be turned to stone soon.
Really? And what makes you say that?
Because we're from the future?
I'm sorry, what?
I can't really
It was going to be
explain
difficult
this.
to believe.
I'm sorry, I'm just dead over here.
Tilly, there's got to be some way that we can prove that we're from the future.
What happened just before the war started? I mean,
So I'm gonna walk up to the prince and be like, so here's what happened. We followed a very small man through a portal, and we're on track to try to find your kingdom because our kingdom was turned to stone. And now all of a sudden we are talking to a very much younger version of you that is also still alive, which is not correct in our time frame. As in you are deceased. So we have full reason to believe we are somehow connected in the past. Does that make sense?
I wish I could say yes. It sounds very strange, but as far
Oh, it
as
feels very strange.
good, good. I'm glad I'm not alone in that feeling. As far as people turning to stone, I know that there's petrification rituals, but I've never heard something on the grand scale of an entire kingdom. Usually it's just a singular target.
Prince, when we thought we found your kingdom in our timeline, they refer to that city as the City of Stone because for some reason everyone there was turned to stone.
What
300
century
years
was
ago.
this? Are you guys forgetting the name of the town?
We go through so many towns.
It's Neatar.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was the
I don't
town of
expect y'all
Neil.
to take
What are your security measures with your sword?
if any.
I am just curious. How many
Seems-
people do you have that help you watch it?
It's just myself, but if anybody makes any movements towards me where I feel threatened, I dispatch them quite quickly.
Oh, I'm very happy with my own. Don't even take any thought or process on that. I'm just curious about this.
The
It is
sword-
very shiny, and I could see it being a big draw to thievery, which is why I
So,
asked. I
this
just want
sword-
you to be safe.
Yes, this sword is known to be one of the twin blades. One resides with me, the other resides in Terragon. Our nations have been at peace for a very long time, and the agreement was we each held on to one of them. My father gave the sword to me, which should have been at his side until the day he was to die, and then left to me, but he seeks no combat or glory. He wishes to reside in his keep and focus strictly on diplomacy. So he gave me the sword to somewhat run things outside of that matter.
All we know is that in our timeline, a 300-year war broke out because that thing that's sitting with you right now goes missing.
Do you know anything about its disappearance?
Other than the town was turned to stone, no.
Grisham, since this seems to be more in your wheelhouse, do you... Yeah, if you knew why the war started.
I only know that the war started because the sword went missing, and Teravon was blamed for its disappearance, as it was seen as a power grab. As far as the actual happening, I'm sorry, I wasn't alive this long ago.
Wasn't your family a part of this? Do you not keep family records?
The sword went missing, and they attacked us. If we knew where the sword was, especially since we did not take it, we could have worked to restore peace.
Prince, do you know of anyone who would want to steal the sword if Teravon wouldn't do it?
There's other kingdoms out there, but none of them seem to be vying for power. They live very peacefully under the reign of both Teravon and Greldor.
Would Tilly know who would have benefited the most, like historically, from the 300 Years' War?
Your assumption would have been kind of what everyone leaned into as The theory was the other sword still existed, and somebody was trying to get their hands on both. Not knowing who any other major players may have been, you would assume it was either just the lead of Greldor or Terabon that would benefit the most, because with one of them claiming both blades, they would rule everything.
So I'm gonna get very close to Lita and whisper, "Sister, should we offer protective detail? There may be many, many lives at stake on this."
It's a good idea, but the problem would be him even trusting us to do so.
Can you use your wiles to make that happen?
Sweetums, Jesus Christ. Maybe, I don't know.
You know it works very well for you. I don't judge, you know that.
Just as you guys are talking, you hear a loud horn, and Atronel kind of bows to you and says, "I must be off. Apparently, this gentleman's great grandfather's arriving, and I need to be a part of this meeting."
Wait, Prince, before you go, would it be all right
Yes.
if we accompanied you, perhaps, say, in a protective detail sort of way?
Without being given any sort of clearance or reason to be there, you are not allowed within False Keep.
Well, as the prince with the sword, wouldn't you be able to give us that kind of clearance?
I could, but I don't see a need to. Forgive me if your wondrous tales of a future war and towns of stone just seem a little far-fetched for me to hold on to. But please, enjoy our city. We have many great shops, many great forms of entertainment, and yes, I will be on my way.
Majesty, please be careful.
He popped back and he's like, "Yeah, okay, cool." So he's now at the meeting. You guys are able to explore the town. He is, for what you've been told, meeting with his father, King Briandius, and Grisham Lionheart III.
Grisham, how could you not have even requested to meet your flesh and blood that you've never been able to be face to face with?
I don't know a lot about time travel, but I've had these recurring dreams of something called Back to the Future, where interacting with your family could prevent your existence.
That just sounds ridiculous.
So does everything that's happened to us. And at this point, we're going to cut to Tula, who's been sitting here very patiently.
Yay!
So, Tula, while examining these stone figures,
Yes.
you receive a letter from the town of Boatsville. And it's letting you know that the party crossed over the sea to Neatar. And at that point, Archduke Nerenheim, who has been studying that note that you guys received from that cave, he learned how to create the same portal. The portal brings you to a point of blood oath, which he does have with Grisham. And he could teleport you directly to Grisham if you would like. Or
Yeah.
you could try to follow the party's footsteps and travel on foot and see.
No, take me there.
So you
I
see,
think at this-
I'm sorry?
I was gonna say, I think at this point, Tula's been studying for how long?
A minute. Quite a few minutes.
Will there be anything to learn or gain from following in the party's footsteps? I should ask.
I don't. Are you asking me as a DM, or are you asking Narenheim?
You as a DM.
Personally, it's just some. It's like a travel montage.
Then I think just like being teleported and spat out at like the most inopportune moment would be perfect.
Okay, I can dig that. So you see Archduke Narenheim pulls out a dagger and he slices the tips of his pointer fingers on both sides. And while pressing his fingertips together, separates them and draws a circle just in front of him in the air. and a blue light starts to crackle in the middle, and a portal appears.
That's creepy and cool.
So I'm assuming you go through the portal?
Yes, I step up to the portal and wave goodbye and hop through.
So the portal drops you to exactly where Grisham is on the map. The problem is, you don't see Grisham. You don't see anybody. And you're immediately surrounded by guards. Where are you from?
That's probably going to be weird, but I'm from a neighboring kingdom,
Which one?
Taravon.
They grab you and slap you in shackles.
I didn't go 310 years into the past, did I?
No, you did not.
Fuck.
You are in modern day Greldor.
God damn it.
So they bring you in front of their knight captain, Nephrin, who obviously is an elf, and just looks at you. What is your business here? Especially coming from Taravon.
I genuinely do not know. Our entire town just got turned to stone, and I am trying to find my friends.
Town turned to stone. That's very. Are you sure you're from Taravon and not Neatar?
I am very sure. We came back after a night and found that the entire town square had been turned to stone. My venturing party went forward, and I stayed back to learn.
Well, I'm unaware of Taravon being turned to stone. I'm glad you avoided that somehow. Also, you're not a. Although you said you're from Taravon, you're not one of those humans. Ugh, sorry, humans have left a very bad taste in our mouths, as I'm sure you could imagine.
I get it. They're not the most welcoming creatures at times, especially if you look a little different.
So tell me, you said your adventuring party was coming here?
Yes. So they said they were going to go try and figure out what was going on. This looked really familiar to what had happened a couple centuries ago when the war started. And they were off. And the Archduke of Taravon, once I'd been done studying, offered to send me to where they are. He has this thing where he can open a portal to the person he has a blood oath with. And apparently that person is here, but also not here.
Who's that person?
Grisham Lionheart?
Grisham's in our city.
Apparently.
He draws his weapon and just grabs you by the scruff of your neck and says, "Bring me to him."
If I could, I would. It's literally supposed to drop me right next to him. So when I popped up, he was supposed to be here. And he's not.
He leans in and whispers to some of the other knights in the room. And there's been no reports of any out-of-towners in town, especially anybody from Taravon. So at this point, he thinks you're just drunk or on something, and just tells you to get on your way and go play with your stone people in Neatar.
Thank you. Bye. I just take off. Is there do I have any way to contact them?
So contact? No. However, there is a carriage that can get you to Neatar.
Okay, and how much would that be?
Money
And-
is kind of not a thing right now because I've been too lazy to figure that out.
That's fair. So yeah, let's send me to the carriage. I want to go to the carriage. Let me
Okay.
because I'm trying to remember. Where are you? Where are you?
What you looking for?
I'm looking for when you messaged me and to give me that update.
I thought you said we had a speaker stone or something.
Did I give you a Stone of Heart speech, or did I just consider doing so? Because that's not written on my.
Well, we kept saying we needed to try to get messages back to her, and you're like, "We're not going to worry about that. You have this stone."
Okay. Well, either way,
Yeah,
that stone
message
doesn't.
would be nice.
That stone doesn't work through different times.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. So shaken from my brush with the guards, I keep my head down and book it to the fucking carriage wherever it is.
Okay. So the carriage gets you to Neatar, and this next bit is gonna be something that, had you listened to the episode, you'd be able to solve right away. But you're in Neatar. It's a very eerily quiet town filled with citizens, but statues. Nothing else of real note. If you want, roll perception.
Okay, that's the 20, right?
There's actually a perception skill listed on your character.
On my thing, yes.
Way it applies your bonuses and such.
Yes. My apologies for not being in. It's been a fucking.
It's okay. I mean, we played 2 weeks ago. You missed that one, so it's been a month since you played.
Yeah, I still feel bad for that. Perception?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you got a 13. We're taking the first number. So looking around, you notice that certain tiles have a small print of Greldor's sigil and an arrow pointing in a direction.
I choose to follow those arrows once I notice them.
Okay, following the arrows, you happen to land in a tavern. And there's just statues of people. There's a barkeep. Roll another perception check.
It's just all gonna be perception checks.
Ooh, that's not pretty. So you keep looking around. You're not seeing any other tiles or markings of Greldor. Sorry, I forgot the name of the city that's right in front of my face.
How long ago has it been since they traveled? Like, how long has it?
I'm gonna say it's only been a few hours as far as the time lapse has gone. But
So
that
this-
said, I'm sorry.
So their scent should still be pretty strong, right?
Well, their scent, I guess. Do you have a smell feat?
Well, no, because I was saying I could roll for investigation, and I could catch their scent on the wind and follow that.
Okay, do an investigation roll. We'll take whichever number is the highest. Hey, 16 is actually high enough for what you need to do.
That's fair.
So you, with your cat-like features, begin sniffing the air, and you catch the smell of Muppet fresh off the sea air.
Darkness, I'm coming for you.
And while sniffing around, you go behind the bar, and the smell is really strong on the floor next to the barkeep. And you notice, now that you're close enough, that the barkeep's arm is cocked upward at like a 90-degree angle, but there's a lot of wear at the elbow joint.
I run my paw over the joint, going, "What in the world?" and just like see if I can move it down.
So you pull his arm straight out, and a door that was not previously there, or a hidden door, we'll say, opens, leading to a spiral staircase.
I continue to go down the staircase.
Making your way down the staircase, you come across an ornate door marked with images of an elf wielding the two swords of Teravon, and all around him kneeling.
Well, that's not foreboding at all. And this is a door?
Yes.
I try to open the door.
You push the door and it opens. Inside the room is nothing more than just a single bright portal.
I swear to the gods, you guys better be in this one. I walk through the portal.
You walk through the portal, and you land right next to the party as what looks to be the Elf King is just walking off into the distance out of sight.
It's a small kitty. I'm going to give her scritches.
So what? So many questions, you guys. What the hell? Why are we back here? Why are we not being arrested? What?
Tula, this is before the blade was stolen.
What?
Look on the prince's hip. Oh, by the way, that's the prince, not the king.
He's off in the distance now, but you know what? Because the stone glows so bright on the pommel, you could see a green glow coming from his left hip.
Tula's ears are just flat against her skull. Her tail's like twice the size, and she's just like, what? And she rolls on Grissom. Some general you are. I'll hear big stories, no actual use.
We are 310 years in the past. He is about to have a meeting with a grandfather of mine from 5 generations ago.
Oh. I look at Sweetums. You could have just said that.
I was just happy to see you. We don't understand most of this stuff. Any of this stuff. We don't understand.
Tilly like smooths out her tail and fixes her stuff and claps and rubs her paws together. So, I guess we're stopping a 300-year war.
Seems about right.
We offered to assist the prince in watching the blade. He did not want to have any of it. He thinks we are crazy people.
I mean, if you listen to our story, I think we're crazy people.
I mean,
We are crazy people, but still.
I could try and talk to him. I mean, when a roving band of humans comes up, it is a little weird.
Apparently not
There's
for
no
them.
humans in this band.
The only human
I
is
mean,
Grisham.
Right.
Yeah,
there is no
Grisham's the
humans in
only
this
human.
band.
But apparently it's not weird for him. They're totally okay with the humans.
Wait, hold on.
currently.
Do any of them look at me when I say there's no humans?
Oh yeah, because nobody really believes that you're a dragon just yet.
What's sister? What's a human?
It's the thing that thinks it's a dragon.
I'm a dragon.
Wait, but we don't look the same, but we're the same, right? Right, sister? Right?
Of course, Sweetnums.
Okay.
Grisham just kind of has his hand on his forehead, like, I can't believe I'm stuck with this.
Tilly looks over at Grissom and like elbows him and is like, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys are in 310 year ago Greldor. And you have run of the city aside from Falls Keep, which, unless you're permitted there, you're not permitted there.
So, is anyone secretly descended from royalty?
I don't think so.
All right, Tilly. Should we try to find a place for the night? I mean, we need to figure out more what happens when the war starts.
Oh, sister, can we look at shiny, pretty things?
You already bought shiny, pretty things.
But they have shinier, pretty things here.
That is true.
All right, fine.
I mean, it couldn't hurt to wander around the shops and gain some info. And also be on the lookout, because apparently we're about to be in a war.
Well, remember, Atronel also mentioned to you the apothecary who happens to deal with some strange magics that he imbues into his potions.
Oh, right. We should go check that out.
Oh, we are definitely checking that out. You and me. Let's go.
We need to find a way that we won't get turned to stone when that happens.
Well,
Exactly.
this town was never turned to stone.
It was the neighboring town.
Yeah, it was Neatar that was.
Neatar.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, I want to go look at the blades.
Okay.
And
Let's go.
Rogueware.
I know you guys did upgrade weapons and stuff while in Boatsville.
Yeah? But elves.
Could go get a new quarterstaff.
Yes, Tula did not get to do any shopping.
Yeah, it's no fair. You guys are all shiny and I'm not.
That's why I'm going with you, sweetie.
All right, I will come.
That
But I am requesting knobs after.
You're requesting noms after you said?
Yes.
I'm mad because the shop that I had pulled up does not have a staff listed. Oh wait, nope, found it. Never mind, I lied.
You can always just add it.
Literally +1 to all of your hit and damage rolls.
I'm down.
That works for me.
But still not many magical items aside from whatever you may be able to find at the apothecary.
So are we at the apothecary?
Wherever you guys want to head now.
Yep.
So he looks at you and just welcomes you all in and asks what he can help you with.
We're looking for a few things for my friend here, but also, do you have any reversal petrification potions of any kind?
Reversal, I do not. But causing petrification, that I could help with.
What about
What
preventing?
about the prevention?
Preventing, no. There's not many that know how to utilize or create these potions, I'll say. So there's not a lot of practice in how to not get affected by it.
Do you have any spells we might be able to try?
I have many potions. Nothing that would work with petrification unless you were trying to petrify someone.
You know what? Give me some of the potions you have that can cause petrification.
I have 2 currently made.
I'll take both.
Okay. Bear with me. I just need to finish imbuing them with magic. So you actually see him. He has a gorgon head that he cuts and lets some of the blood get into the vials. And then he performs a spell on them and hands you the potion.
An organ head?
Gorgon, kind of like Medusa.
Gorgon.
Oh, with a G. Okay. Tula very gingerly takes the potions and puts them in their pouch.
So you seem to have a lot of questions about petrification. May I ask why?
A small village we came from was petrified, and we were wondering if we could find any spells that could help reverse it.
I have not heard of a village that was petrified. That's fascinating.
In your opinion, with your specialties, how would one go about petrifying a mass amount of people in one concentrated area?
So, presumably, each dose of this potion will turn a single target into stone. To do a whole village, they'd have to use almost like a D&D fantasy aerosol version.
Content.
Our shopkeeper is breaking the fourth wall.
Yes, I couldn't find any cool way to say like an aerosolated thing back in this kind of time, so I just kind of went with it.
Ooh, like a smoke spell.
Kind of.
I was thinking they attached it to a giant bird and just let it drop all over the town.
Or clouds that would
Or
make
clouds.
it rain.
Or like carrier pigeons, but potion pigeons that like exploded on contact.
You know what? I'm gonna Ex
Wow.
Machina this in. It was done through clouds.
Wow.
Just imagining all these pigeons exploding everywhere.
That's too. I do.
Just
Kamikaze pigeons.
It would be like a poof of feathers.
No, there's gonna be a lot of blood.
Have a druid talking to birds, strapping a vial to their ankle and sending them up.
just what was that scene from Shrek when Fiona was singing to the bird, and as
Yes.
she kept like higher and higher, the bird just gets bigger and bigger.
Just explodes.
Just
No, I was thinking about that time that pitcher threw a pitch and a bird flew right into it.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
No.
I remember that.
That was Randy Johnson from the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Wow, you knew that offhandedly.
He's a man.
And I also actually watched that game. Well, I watched recaps of it after it happened.
I mean, I remember when it happened. I didn't remember teams or anything.
I'm also a baseball fan.
That's totally fair.
A mage that can tell us about these things then.
Can I ask where you're all from?
We're not from around here.
You know what? Screw it. We're from the future, buddy.
We're from a small town in Terravon.
You're from the future?
Yeah, that is the thing.
Pulls out this huge book and he's looking at you guys and flipping through it, and he's been trying to solve the use of time magic for quite some time. How did you... I only know of one person who could do that, and
You wouldn't happen to be a tiny little halfling, annoying piece of crap.
no, it's this female elf, Magister Cernlea from the Imperial City of Narlex.
Oh, where is she now?
At the Imperial City of Narlex, I'd wager.
And how far away would that be?
3 days by carriage.
Fantastic.
When you say she's got master of time magic, she has a mastery of time magic, you mean? Like she can send people through time?
I've known her to herself travel through and return with things or attempt to alter events. As for sending others, I don't know if she has that capability. She doesn't give away a lot of what she is able to do for fear of others trying to exploit her.
We have to decide what would be more productive, staying here and seeing how things play out, or go to somebody who maybe had something to do with the magic that got us here in the first place.
Another option would be to go to the town of Stone that's currently not Stone and see if there's a portal there,
I like that idea.
or see if the portal's being set up currently.
So you're facing three options. One is to stay here and see if you can prevent the sword from being taken. One is head to Neatar in the past and see if the same portal exists or is being created. And the other is heading to the Imperial City of Narlex to talk to a time mage.
Who may or may
Let's
not
head
be.
to Neatar.
May or may not be what?
Home.
We could assume that she'll be there.
No, I agree. We should go to Neatar and see if there's anything we can ascertain from while the town isn't in stone.
Okay, so Neatar is only about a day's journey east. So are you all heading to Neatar?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Neatar is the best bet right now.
Agreed.
All right. So you all start making your way east, and as you're traveling, you see the corpse of a young Tarat, and in front of it is a human kneeling down, feeding on it.
The fuck?
He turns his neck sharply and looks at the party. His eyes have what you could tell were at some point green are starting to become red. And looking at his left arm and right leg, they're taking on more of a Tarrasque-like appearance with scales and spikes.
Is this like what the small child does?
Huh?
No.
I would say we need to kill that.
It smiles, and you all have to roll for initiative. Well, his name's there. It's a Quarterask. It's a 75% human, 25% Tarrasque being.
I'm going to attack that thing.
All right. Take a swing at it.
I did the thing. I got a 23.
Yes, so you definitely hit. And you hit it for 6, and you swing your sword right into it. And at first you hit that scaly arm, and the blade just glances off of it, but still connects with the chest of this being, and it falls backwards and drops to the ground. And Tilly, you're up.
Tilly or
Actually-
Tula?
On mine. Oh god, the order's not even in order on mine. What the shit? Hold on. Tula.
Tula. This is absolutely what I get for not labeling my shit right. I'm gonna. God damn it! Where did you go? Toll the Dead. I'm casting Toll the Dead.
And what does that do again?
You point at a creature you can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous spell fills the air for a moment. If the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage.
So he still takes half damage, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah.
No, this one doesn't specifically say it, so he just ignored your bell. And it is now Tilly's turn.
Okay. I'm going to reckless attack, and I'm also going to rage, and I'm going to. How far away am I?
I haven't really done much about distance, so you can be right up on its shit if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna swing my battle axe.
So the 19 is what counts. So yeah, while it's already like kind of half down on the ground, you drop your battle axe right into its shoulder. We'll say the side that's more human, so it doesn't have that scaled armor protective stuff on it. And it just pierces right in, and he drops down to the ground. So yeah, he's done for. Until you notice the Tarrasque blood from the corpse starts pulling to him, and his wounds start to heal. And he gets up,
Oh, crap.
and he wild shapes into an elephant.
Does that take his entire turn? Because then he takes damage.
No, that was kind of a you haven't seen my final form yet thing. That wasn't his turn.
Okay.
His turn comes after Grisham. But Lita, you now have a big ass elephant.
I'm going to take a chance and use my deck of wild magic.
Alright. That D100. 39.
You regain
Let's
2d10 hit points.
You know what? I'll be a generous DM. Roll your 2d10.
Oh my god.
You gain 5 bonus hit points. So like temporary hit points right now.
Ooh, thank you.
Since you're already healed and it was a shitty draw, I'm letting it turn into like almost like a shield or a bubble of sorts.
Perfect.
Now, good old Grisham is up. And he's just going to take a swing.
Of course he does.
And a miss. How do you miss a goddamn elephant?
Bounces off of the fucking thick skin they have.
You know, normally I don't tell you guys like AC of enemies or anything, but I kind of have to because it's so damn low. The thing's got an AC of 12.
The elephant?
Yeah, so it should be pretty easy to hit.
Okay. Are we cycling back around to
Oh no, now it's the elephant's turn.
fantastic?
Well, the elephant takes damage.
At the end of his turn.
Yeah.
First, he is gonna give you a gore with one of his tusks, Miss Tilly, who is right in front of him, was his most recent memory of pain. I'm gonna assume even without his bonuses, that's a hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
He hit you for 13.
Whatever.
I'm sorry.
I think 13 hit points that she took.
Yes, 13 damage.
Oh,
Can't have
God.
health. Glad I'm a barbarian. Yeah, half health.
Yeah, that might have one-shotted some other people.
Yeah, it would have one-shot me, basically.
All right, and Sweetums is up, and now there's Big Elephant.
Oh, it got very large. Going to attack again.
Cool, that's a hit. So you hit it for 8 damage. You successfully poked an elephant.
Ow,
Did it take the damage from my aura?
Oh no, what did we account that, or figure that damage to be again? Right after it was very confused for burning. Now it's Kitty Cat's turn.
Okay. I've been looking to find where I can just whack them with my quarterstaff.
So your quarterstaff should be listed in your attacks on your character sheet, unless that wasn't filled in.
I might have not filled it in. No, I remember I filled.
Yeah, if you look at your character sheet, like almost dead center, you'll see it says quarterstaff. Just click the word quarterstaff.
Right. Duh.
Oh no! You rolled a 1.
I
So
brained myself.
now you have to roll a D100. 19. Let's see what that says on the fumble chart. You become exhausted. I can't remember exactly what that debuff does.
I believe it slows down movement speed.
Yeah, I'm pulling up right now just to double check. Of course it's not. Oh, they're exhaustion level 1. Oh, disadvantage on ability checks. Better ability checks than attack
Fantastic.
rolls, I'd say. All right, Tilly, you are up.
Anybody want to guess what I'm gonna do?
You're gonna attack it.
Smash.
Yes.
Hammer.
Tilly Fury!
You get advantage, so we take the higher roll because you're reckless attacking.
It's a good thing too.
And you met its AC limit, which is 12. Holy crap. Nice hit. Alright, so this thing is recently burned, recently stabbed, and then you just come in with your battle axe. I'm gonna say you cracked it right in the fucking kneecap. Because that was a substantial hit. It's definitely not happy with you. Which doesn't bode well for you on its next turn, but for now, good job.
Does anybody have any heals?
Alright, so it's my turn.
Yes.
I decide to cast Reduce on the target, on the elephant.
Okay. Oh, good. You just linked it. Does it have to make a save or anything?
It says
if
if the
it's
target is
unwilling.
unwilling.
I have to beat a 15 Constitution.
Gotcha.
And my Constitution modifier is +3 on this. Ooh. No dice.
Ah, so close.
It makes you feel better. He had a +3 to that, so it
Ooh.
was actually a 19.
That totally makes us feel better.
I feel it's better than him just beating it by 1. It is now Grisham's turn. Old Grisham, who can't land a hit ever since he fought you guys.
Mhm.
So
Wait, he's a paladin. He could heal me.
I was actually going to have him do that. Okay, so it's going to be 1d8 plus his spell modifier, which is charisma. So 1d8 plus 4. Ouch. He healed you for 5. Grisham's proving to be quite useless.
Hmm.
Except now, the angry elephant, seeing somebody heal, is like, oh no, that can't be. So he's going to attack Grisham. And Grisham just blocks it with his shield. So no damage taken that turn. Sweetums,
I do the thing again.
do the thing. So yes, that is a hit. Yeah, hit him for 4. All right.
Because I'm exhausted. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, I do toll dead again. Clicky. We are casting.
You sure you don't want to use that petrification potion this time?
Right, you. I'm a dumbass. Yes, I throw the petrification potion at the thing.
Okay, what did we say your spell DC was again?
Spell DC?
The same.
For spells? The
Yeah,
only one
you notice at the
scary.
exact point of impact, and Tilly's up.
Shouldn't be
Oh,
dead
also,
now?
no, you don't know how much HP it has. Remember,
Tilly?
there's 5 of you fighting it, so its HP needs to be relative to that it's getting attacked by 5.
Tilly's gonna do what a Tilly's gotta do. And then just go.
Kneecap. So right now, both of its front 2 knees are just like bloodied up and split open.
I'm looking real quick.
This is the span. How many rounds have we been in combat?
I think this is our 3rd right now.
Okay. Just because it matters for rage.
Yes.
It hasn't mattered in the past, but it does.
This is definitely the longest single combat you guys have had so far.
I am going to use my deck of wild magic one more time.
All right. Jesus Christ.
What is this one?
A compliant riding horse appears in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of me for 1 hour. So I have my own little steed.
Use it to kick the elephant in the face.
I was about to say, you know what? I'm going to make this work for me. I hop on the horse.
Okay.
And can I use a bonus action to use the horse to attack the thing?
I could give the horse its own initiative if you want. I could pull up a horse stat sheet.
Do it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's got a melee attack called Hooves. Let's see, +5 to hit, and then if it hits, it's 2d4 plus 3.
Wow, okay.
So hit
Woohoo!
for 6. So this elephant's just confused as fuck. Even Grisham, who's up next, is like, what?
How?
Where did that horse come from?
Mind your business. Focus on your target.
Land a hit this time.
Trying.
If you were trying, you would hit.
So he's going to use Branding Smite. So if he hits, it deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage.
Oh.
Now the hard part, he's got to hit. Oh, he crit.
Oh. Good.
Wow.
Hold on. On top of that, he's going to use Smite.
That roll, though, like a crit and a crit miss.
Yeah, he got a 20 and a 1. So let's see. 9 plus 4 plus his max attack roll, which is 6. So that's
20.
20. Thank you. Good. Somebody's doing math. Got to do 2d6 and then 2d8 also.
So 20 plus 2d6 plus 2d8.
So 41.
41 damage.
So Grisham, you see him draw his. He not draw. He already had his sword out. His sword just begins glowing this bright, brilliant white, and he jumps up and just swings it down right into the top of the elephant's skull, and proceeds to slide straight down till he hits the ground, splitting the entire head of the elephant clean in half. And the light continues to
Jesus, Grisham.
kind of sheathes his sword, and he smiles at you guys like, "I told you I could do it."
You couldn't have done that 20 minutes ago.
To think all he needed was a woman yelling at him so he could do his job appropriately.
Right?
The dice are
Right.
50.
Tilly is still raging and about to turn on Grisham. What were you waiting for?
My opening.
You an opening.
You guys have been questioning my power for quite some time now. I wanted to build up a little suspense.
I tell him I'll give you an opening and start to raise my axe.
You've already been hurt this round. It wouldn't be fair. If you want to spar with me later, heal up first.
That just pisses her off more. She goes and actually just goes and kicks him.
Hold on. I gotta handle this right.
As only a 16-year-old girl can do.
He rolled high enough where he's just gonna brush it off as you were angry. I've told you how to use the D4s, right?
No.
The lower the roll, the more rash the decision. Like, if it's the option between doing something stupid or doing something smart, 3 and 4 means I take the right option. 1 and 2 means I'm going to do the dumbest thing I could do in that situation.
Good to know.
Yeah, I like taking free will away from my NPCs. Alright, so you guys are now by a large elephant corpse, a smaller baby Tarrasque corpse, and the elephant corpse fades into that quarter Tarrasque looking human dude, and his skull is split just the same.
I want to loot the bodies.
So the Tarrasque body itself, really it's just some meat and some bone and some blood. I don't know if you want to take any of that.
I'll take some of it. I am a necromancer, so like I take his toes because toes are always useful.
And as far as on the body of the quarter Tarrasque druid, well, we're not using gold, so I could disregard that. I'll retcon gold for you guys from encounters once I finally decide to figure out what your worth is and everything.
Oh, gee, thanks.
No problem.
Feeling all the love from that
Listen,
statement.
that's what DM.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
Decide your worth. You do find 2 potions on him, and they are both wild shape potions. One
Ooh.
is for the ability to turn into a boar, and the other is to turn into a wolf.
What was a 4?
Boar, like,
Boar.
pig.
I put those on my belt.
Just collecting all the potions.
I am. Well, I'm one of the few, like, aside from Lita, one of the few magic users. And
And you
Grissom.
can tell
And my magic is more astrological and fate-based.
You can tell what they are because they have labels on them, much like Emperor's New Groove. It just shows the animal. There's even one on the ground that's empty that had an elephant on it.
That's adorable. A llama? He's
I should've-
supposed to be dead. An
I should have had one
elephant?
of them be a llama. God damn it. Oh, well, too late now. Already said it. Can't undo what I said.
An elephant? He's supposed to be dead. Well, he's
So
dead now.
Grisham is going to do his big healy thing like he did after you guys did your duel. So anyone that was hurt is now full healed again. I'm realizing
Nice.
I made him like too powerful for my own good sometimes.
Mhm.
Because that was a huge ass hit that he landed.
Yeah, that was.
So the elephant had 76 HP. Grisham did more than half of it with that one move.
Jesus.
To be fair, the elephant did more than half of my HP in one move.
Yes, but that's a little more normal when fighting something that much bigger than you. Also, don't forget about your magical items. You still have your, like, giant growth dragon potion or amulet thing.
Yeah, I have my amulet and I haven't used it. I keep thinking there's gonna be something bigger in the same day.
But bear in mind, unless I say otherwise, each session is an in-game day.
Yeah.
So you'll have chances are, like, if you use it today, it'll be available in the next session. But all right. So you guys are going to continue on to Neatar, I take it?
But that
Yes.
doesn't mean we're not gonna find
Yes.
something else today.
That's true. So you arrive at Neatar, and yeah, it's a town. People are moving around, selling shit, conversating on the street. You notice the inn that you had previously gone into that had the barkeep arm statue thing.
I want to go to the inn to see if the barkeep statue is the same person who's behind the bar.
Okay. So you walk in there and you see a barkeep standing in a similar position, but he's actually just waving at you guys. He's like, "Hey, come on in."
I walk in.
Do I notice that the statue is? Do I notice that the barkeep is the same person as the statue?
Yes.
Which means sometime in the near future, this town is going to get turned to stone.
As far as your knowledge of the history goes, yes, but there's no knowing exactly when it happened.
I mean, Grisham, what was the date of the first blade going missing?
Grisham pulls a book out of his pouch and says, "Oh wait, I don't study history. I study combat."
Mm.
All he knows is that it happened around this time. He doesn't know the exact time that it happened.
I roll insight and maybe see if I remember.
Okay. I'll get it. Ooh, fuck. You
I
remember that it happens.
I fell asleep during history class. I was too busy making barrels to go to history class.
That's fair. I mean, you have to keep up the family trade.
Yep.
Can Tula try, since she spent all that time studying the stones and was like reading books and stuff?
Actually, yeah, I'll let you roll advantage on it because of the time spent studying.
Cool. And that's insight?
Yeah.
Here's my insight.
All right, so a dirty 20, that's good. So you know that it happens within a week of your arrival, but you don't know if it's tomorrow or 7 days from now. But you know it's within the week.
Fantastic. I want to go like sit myself down in a booth and start studying that that petrification potion and see if I can like reverse engineer it almost.
Okay, so be extremely cautious. I will actually make you do some, I guess for lack of a better available roll, sleight of hand, maybe just straight up proficiency rolls. Because if you happen to get any of it on you, that's a bad thing.
Right.
As you know, it's a ability that's been used to turn whole towns to stone. So you know
Yeah.
it's a very powerful little concentrated value you got in your hands.
Mm-hmm. That's
Still wanna fuck with it?
I study it, but I don't uncork the vial.
Okay. At that point, you just know what it does.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd say if you wanted more knowledge on it, you'd be better off circling back with the apothecary in Greldar, since he's the one who makes it.
Yeah, but we asked him about that, and he offered absolutely nothing.
True, he did tell you of somebody else he told you of a time mage, but somebody who's obviously very powerful also. They might be able to offer you assistance.
We'll circle back around to that in a bit.
Okay. But what's everybody else doing while you guys are in this tavern filled with life? Oh, and by the way, none of the tiles in the town had the marking of Grelder with the arrows. Those didn't exist yet.
I want to go up to the barkeep.
Go ahead.
I was saying, I think Tilly was talking first.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, I want to go
really
to the barkeep.
Okay.
And order a drink and make a joke about asking if there's a secret tunnel behind him.
I mean, there's our storeroom, and he double taps the wall, and you see a door open, and the door has a staircase going down.
That looks familiar.
Yeah.
Really, I haven't seen you guys before.
Yeah, the last time we saw you seemed a bit stiff.
Tilly face palms in the background. Or Tula face palms in the background.
I like it. Why'd you want to see inside the storeroom?
Oh, I was just curious if there were any secret tunnels around here. But I guess it's just a storeroom now.
What do you mean now?
Sir, what do you have for food and drink?
Yes, that.
Oh, we got some of the
Trying to distract the conversation.
some of the finest honeyed wines this side of Greldor. And as far as food goes, we've got just some standard tavern fare. Chicken wings and whatnot.
Chicken wings.
Yes, please. Some for all of my colleagues and myself.
Excellent. He starts pouring out some honeyed wine and gets a few trays of wings going. Good save, by the way.
I apologize. This is going to be messy.
He hands
Here.
you.
Tula has slunk around to Sweetum's right. Eyes the size of dinner plates looking at the wings. Are you going to share?
I ordered some for you as well.
At that point, pretty much any and all sense of, are there wings in front of me?
Yeah, they've all been divvied out already.
Yeah. Any sense of civility is, excuse you, sorry, any sense of civility is just gone, and Tula's just going full snarling cat at the wings.
Awesome.
At the same time,
Tilly's gonna dig into hers as well.
well, this is going on. I'm going full nom nom.
I will be daintily enjoying my wings like a civilized human being. Jesus Christ.
You know I can't help it, sister.
Grisham's looking at you guys, and he's like, I guess I'll eat too.
Tilly digs in, closer to a 16-year-old boy digging into a plate of wings than anything,
So you're not doing it like a dragon, you're not just ripping through it.
pretty much just ripping through it. But
Let that drink.
Where they take the drums and they stick the entire thing in their mouth and just spit out a bone. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tula's eating bones and all. Just loud crunching is being heard from where she is because it's just pop a wing in, crunch, munch, munch, pop
Yeah, you
another
got the
wing
whole
in.
cat thing going.
But bird bones are bad for kitties when they're cooked.
That is true.
Who said they were cooked?
The barkeep.
Oh, did he? Damn it. Okay.
I mean, he served you guys chicken wings. Salmonella does exist in this fantasy world.
Everybody dies of dysentery.
No, this is an Oregon Trail.
This is why you always respect Terry. You should never diss Terry.
Exactly.
Agreed.
It's alright. You guys have been fed. You've drank. You know that there's a storeroom going through that staircase. And then you also know that there's the apothecary and the other town.
So, barkeep, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Has there been anything strange that has happened recently in this town?
Well, just people coming and going, traveling through, getting drinks, and going on about their business.
No random statues appearing out of nowhere.
None outside of the statues that already exist that were, that are part of the town.
Two looks in. Are you sure your shoulder isn't like a bit stiff?
He starts rotating his arm. He's like, no, I'm fine. You guys are strange.
Keep
get
my
that a
stupid
lot.
guardian.
Well, is there anything else I can help y'all with?
I think we're good.
No, thank you. Much appreciated.
All right. Have a great day. Enjoy your town.
So when the barkeep is out of earshot, I want to. So now that he's gone, we need a distraction. We need to get into that storeroom.
Grisham looks at you and he's like, this is what I've been waiting for. He just jumps over the bar and decks the barkeep.
Why would you do that?
We have a
That
town.
is just-
Bird bone in surprise.
He isn't. It was nice.
He was an innocent.
And now he's unconscious. I didn't kill him. You see Grisham throw a few gold on
Is
top
the
of the guy.
entire bar looking at Grissom right now?
No. Nobody cares about fights breaking out.
Ladies, let's just at least get to where we're supposed to go. Nothing we can change about it now.
Fair enough. I just don't like it. I don't like him, sister.
If you guys didn't make the move to try to do something, Grisham was going to do that anyway. Because again, saving the town means a lot to him. It's his home. It should mean a lot to a couple of you. So I'm assuming you guys go through the storeroom door and down the stairs.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
You get down there, you see a large wooden door.
Does it have the same inscriptions as before?
No, that was an ornate golden door. This is just a large wood door. Same size, same dimensions. Just wood.
I open the door.
And there's a lot of kegs and food and alcohol.
We investigate the keg.
Investigate the kegs.
Or yeah, the
So basically everything in the storeroom.
yes.
Nothing out of place. Like if it's
I
supposed
pick
to be
up one
wine,
of the
it's wine.
kegs and pour it into my mouth.
You what?
I pick up one of the kegs and I pour it into my mouth.
I mean, your group has already picked up assault. Why not steal too?
I was thirsty.
I know. All right, but yeah, as far as anything mystical or portally or pertaining to the story, there's nothing going on.
Well, this looks like nothing. What now?
There's got to be something in here. Can I do an investigation check on the rest of the room?
Sure. You see a lot of ale and wine and food.
So did we just punch a barkeep for nothing?
Probably.
Seems to be.
We didn't punch a barkeep.
Didn't do shit. That was all him.
It was. I'll take blame. I already paid him.
So, I guess we just investigate the rest of the town? Who's in charge of this town?
The town has a speaker.
We should go talk to the town speaker.
Agreed.
All right. So his name is Kermit. And no, he's not a Muppet. So, Speaker Kermit. Hi, what can I help you guys with?
Speaker, this might sound very strange, but there's really no dancing around it. We're from the future, And sometime soon, your town is going to become entirely made of stone. Everyone is going to be turned into stone.
No, but all right.
You know what? We tried. Let them die.
Are you threatening us?
Well, no, because how could I threaten you with something you don't believe that I'm telling you?
So you can leave us to die. I don't like that. Not very neighborly of you.
Want to be in town when this happens.
You want to be in town when what happens?
We don't want to be in town when the petrification happens.
Okay, good. I thought you said you want to, and I'm like, well, shit. Roll another
No.
character then. That makes more sense then. I personally, I'd kind of yeet myself out of there at this point.
I mean, we didn't find anything. There's no reason for us to stay in town, and now we're really sus and probably wanted.
At least one of you is.
So why don't we find a place to stay out of town where we can keep an eye on who's coming and going from town? Like a place not too far from the town gates. Of course, Tilly's not smart enough to think of this crap. Sometimes it sucks playing dumb characters.
Understandable.
So who wants to actually have that idea and give it to the group?
Grisham kind of wants to get as far away from this town as possible. He wants more answers and a way home. Grisham lets you guys know that he's going to start making way for Naralex. He wants to find the Time Mage.
I think with them not believing us and us not knowing exactly when, finding that time mage may be our best chance.
I agree.
Where is Naralax?
So you'll have to get back to Greldor. It's 3 days carriage ride north of Naralex. Sorry, north of Greldor. And Naralax is the Imperial City. It was mentioned in a previous episode. It's a city of magic, so there's actual magic shops and such there too.
Okay. Yeah.
So before we leave, I was just wondering, should we ask anybody about what we saw outside of town?
Oh yeah, the Terrace dude.
Yeah, maybe we should.
That might be a good idea.
What are you asking about?
The Tarask?
Oh, if anybody knows anything about that.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the speaker, or are you asking someone else?
Guess we can ask the speaker or the guard, whoever is in charge of the guard.
There's a little guardhouse by the entrance.
I guess we're still talking to the speaker, right? So
Yeah.
why don't we ask the speaker if they are aware that there was a Quarterask and...
So Quarteresk is just the name I gave you for it.
Well, I want to ask the speaker if they've had any issues with Tarask lately.
Okay.
Or heard of any.
He knows that there was a baby Tarrasque corpse up the way on the road. He doesn't know how it got there or anything. He hasn't seen Tarrasques in the area previously.
They'd be kind of hard to miss.
Very true.
Do you know of anyone who can take the shape of other animals?
There's druids that could wild shape. But nothing.
Do you know where we could find any of them?
No druids in this town. That is some very strong magic. I would check Naralex.
All right.
Thank you.
I guess let's go ask the town guard gate if they've heard anything.
Or had any issues with random wild animal attacks?
Yeah.
So you
It
get
could
to
be
the gate guard,
possible
and
that a druid.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying, is it possible that a druid was the one that came into contact with the Tarask?
I'd say typically that would be a druid, but the fact that he had potions to wild shape, he probably wasn't a druid.
Oh, okay.
Just some random asshole who was feeding on a Tarrasque corpse. You know, the usual.
Do we know what kind of magic it would be to eat something to take its shape?
No. Nobody in your party would really have knowledge of that. It's kind of a
The druids
weird
probably would,
form
though.
of like blood magic. Like druidic blood magic, which is not common.
But we're not going to act like this is not related, right?
Not related to what? The town turning to stone?
Yeah.
It might be, it might not be.
Thanks.
No problem.
We won't know till we find out.
Exactly. If I tell you everything
Tune
now,
in
what's
to
the
our
point of the
next
campaign?
episode.
Well, no. You might find out in this episode. You might not.
I mean, if they've never had issues with Tarask, and all of a sudden there's Tarask issues, and they're about to get turned to stone.
I think
Alright.
it would be a good idea to go speak to the druids about this.
Yeah, let's ask the guardhouse if they know anything about the Tarask before we go.
So the guard knew of the Tarrasque while it was alive, and he actually reached out to Greldor to slay it because Tarrasques were attacking people on the road. Not Tarrasques, this one particular Tarrasque. Baby was. And he actually just received word that there is a slain human-ish corpse next to Tarrasque now. And he has no idea where that comes from.
That is so strange.
Where could that have come from?
I guess corpses are just piling up there.
That is unfortunate.
So then, should we start making our way to the Imperial City?
That might be a good idea.
So you'll
Sounds like a
through-
plan.
Yeah, so we passing through Greldor again if you want to take care of anything there. Although, as you're passing the corpses on your way back, roll perception. You all can if you want. Cool. The corpses look just as they did. Did you walk?
I was worried there for a second.
Well,
No, I'm pretty sure we all rolled too low.
Exactly. So, yeah, you guys get back to
I'm
Greldor.
working with a -1 here. I think
I
I
know.
did pretty good.
I mean, the only one who's even got half a chance if you're just taking bonuses into consideration is Leo, because the +3 is nice. But yeah, you're back in Greldor. Your buddy, the elf prince, is walking around and he sees you guys. Oh, you guys are still in town. Welcome again.
Why can I never remember the city's name? The city we just came from. What was the name of that town?
Neatar.
Neatar. Your Highness, have you any plans to go to Neatar?
It's a small trade city. Plus, the only places I've ever gone outside of here are typically Teravon or Narlex.
Stay away from Neatar for a couple of weeks.
Normally, I'd question that, but with everything you guys have said, sure. You guys say weird things. I'll just listen to that one.
Mhm.
He looks at Grisham. He's like, by the way, the meeting with your great grandfather went very well. And he kind of said it like sarcastically because he still doesn't believe you guys are from a different timeline.
I mean, that is fair.
He tells you that he's got to prepare for a journey. He will hopefully see you guys again because he enjoys the things that come out of your mouths.
Don't let that journey take you near Neotar.
No, I'm heading north to Narlex. I have an audience with the Magister.
Oh, we're heading north to Neerlax too.
Excellent. There's a carriage house by our north gate that could get you there.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
He gives a little, half bow again and walks away.
Well, we did all we could to keep him safe.
Say it again?
We did all we could to at least warn him.
Yes. And, I mean, if you still want to keep an eye on him, it just so happens he's going to the same town that you're about to head to.
Why don't we wait
Let's
until
do
the
the-
royal carriage is leaving and go at the same time?
That sounds like a good plan.
Grisham likes that idea. And we'll just, unless you guys want to do any shopping, we'll do a little time fast forward and be at the time that the carriages are leaving.
Works for me.
Thing.
All right, so your carriage ride north is very, very uneventful. Like, with all the shit that's happened to you guys on your random journeys, DMs throw random encounters and things, nothing happens. And you reach the Imperial City of Narlex. Upon your arrival, you are greeted by Magister Cernleia's assistant, who is kind of the speaker for the town. And she asks you what your business in the city is.
We're looking for a mage that primarily specializes in time magic.
There is only one, and it is our Magister. If you would like an audience, we could set one up for you tomorrow.
That would be very much appreciated.
In the meantime, enjoy your town. I really suggest, if you have not been here before, heading down to the Emporium and trying your luck. You get a magical item.
Okay.
Well, that sounds like it could be fun.
I'm good for this.
She kind of points you off in the direction of it. You see Atronel, the elf prince, just makes a way to... It's next to the inn, but it's a little more sturdy looking. It doesn't just like your standard inn. It's got some high walls and everything. And he's got a couple guards with him. So you guys are heading down to the Emporium?
Yep.
Yes.
You get there, and you see a guy who introduces himself as Narlex. He welcomes you in and says, I will give you what your heart desires.
Is that so?
Yes.
Do we tell you what our heart desires, or do you just somehow know?
Now, if you'd like, I understand you have an appointment with our Magister tomorrow. It is getting a bit late. You could head on over to the inn, get a drink, get some food, and find yourselves to your rooms.
Sounds reasonable.
I walk to my room with the cloak billowing uncontrollably, walking and enjoying my moment.
As you walk into the inn, you see someone's like, "Oh, I was hoping for that one."
Bard.
Tula walks back to her room, fidgeting with the eye and making it closing her eyes and letting it do its thing.
Oh god, I almost need someone to capture and blindfold you now so you can try to navigate your way with this glass eye. So is everyone just taking their night, just going to sleep?
I'm going to put my ruby into my axe and go to bed.
Okay.
On the way back, I want to stop by anybody who sells lengths of rope. I'm going to purchase as many as I possibly can.
You got a shitload of rope with it. I'm not going to let you walk out of there without the thing that needs to function.
Well, that is very kind of them.
So at that point, since you have your rope, are you heading to bed as well?
Yes.
All right. Next morning comes, and you guys know that you need to make your way over to have an audience with the Magister in their chambers. Are you just going to head on over there?
Yep.
All right. You're in there, and you see Atronel already in there waiting for his audience. And it is known that he is first up for the day.
So you don't
You
make the
guys-
prince wait.
I'm sorry?
You don't make the prince wait.
Exactly. He's already waiting longer than he's used to. He greets you guys as you are waiting to be called in. Did you guys want to say anything to him, or do you want to just kind of advance the story?
I can't really think of anything to say to him right now.
Same.
I want to make an intimidation chance on allowing us to be his first visitors today.
Are you
Seems like a terrible idea. But Tilly doesn't say anything because she's not smart enough to realize, first of all, what's going on.
Tula just kind of puts her head in her paws.
Are you trying to intimidate the prince?
More like to just get his attention, not intimidate, per se.
Oh, so then you're not going to use the cloak. The cloak is used to intimidate if you want to try to get something with it.
Okay.
So you're just going to ask him if you can go before him?
Yes.
No. When you are of station, you could go first.
But I kind of think he's gonna kill you.
I think you're wrong. According to you, I die in 300 years.
A great sister, remember.
I meant he's gonna steal the sword.
Nobody's taking the sword. My guards are with me.
Well, we can't do anything to Grisham's great-great-grandfather, because if he dies, Grisham never exists.
Right, he's already back in Taravon. That audience is done. Grisham would also appreciate you not kill his great-great-grandfather. Although, as much as you don't like Grisham, that'd be a great way to eliminate him.
See, exactly.
Fucking shank his ancestor and you watch him die. Or he just vanishes into thin air.
And I want to just stare at Grisham in the eye while I slit his grandfather's throat.
I feel like at some point you're going to throw down Grisham.
Wow.
And then I
Again?
snap back from my daydream and I'm
real.
like, haha, that would have been funny.
I mean, non-duel, actual fight to the death. So, at this point, the Prince Atronel gets called in. And as the door opens, you guys do get a quick glimpse. You see this very tall, very, fancily adorned elf just waving him in. The room is just gorgeous. Gold, jewels, paintings. And the door closes. About 5 minutes in, you hear a loud crack and a brilliant green light flashes through the cracks in the door, followed by a brilliant blue light.
Is it possible for us to break the door down?
You can just try opening it.
I run over and try opening the door.
Door pushes wide open. Walking in, you see Atronel on the ground, alive. His guards completely eviscerated. And a portal. However, the portal's still open, which doesn't seem like that would make a wise escape plan for whomever just used it. But what you also notice is, and you guys called it, the sword is gone.
Through the portal?
Here we go
Through the
again.
portal.
Atronel's hand is sticking in the portal, and you actually see his skin starting to peel from bone to hold it open.
Oh,
And he looks at you and says, "Please, Varanal cannot fall into the wrong hands. I need your help."
through the portal.
Through the portal.
Portal axe in hand
Like-
already.
Axe in hand through the portal.
Yes.
Lita just jumps through the portal going, God damn it!
Entering the portal, you find yourselves in something you've never quite seen before. You're in a city made of iron. Steam billowing out of every building you could see. And right in front of you is a statue of an elf female holding both swords. And that's where we end tonight.
Damn it.
Ah!